you're looking for a seasonal slant to your cocktail menu this autumn, there are many ways that you can go. However, an often overlooked spirit category is Calvados. Apple Brandy, if you like. Now, right here in the UK, we have got many brands producing an Apple Brandy. Bearing in mind, we can't call it Calvados. Calvados is effectively a GI to Northern France, Normandy, so they can call it Calvados. We in the UK, we have to call it Apple Brandy. But there are some cracking brands out there, and I would urge you to go and stalk them out. However, for this video, I've just got this instantly recognizable brand. It's pretty much the biggest Calvados brand that we can get here in the UK. I've picked this up through my brandy journey on my other channel. I haven't uploaded to that for a while, but this is just kind of one of the Calvados I settled on. Now, without going too deep in the weeds, let me just give you the very quick, broad overview, because some of you that have watched those videos from about 6 to 8 months ago will have realized that I had actually 3 different Calvados from this brand behind the bar. This is the bottle that I'm going to use in this video, simply because for me, in that, the lesser aged Calvados was the ones that were more apple forward. The more aged Calvados had more of an oak flavour and kind of lost a little bit of that appley goodness. So for me, for cocktails, I'm going for the younger version. This is the fine or the fine, and that's one of the equivalents of your VS cognacs. So coming up right now are 4 absolutely incredible cocktails using Calvados you can rock out on your cocktail menus this autumn. And the first of those recipes is the Bramble. Now, the Bramble, I flipping love a Bramble. For a gin-based cocktail, it is actually really, really good. I do the Bramble on the vast majority of my cocktail masterclasses, and more often than not, it is the favourite out of the 3 cocktails that we do. However, you can quite easily riff the Bramble up. I've used rum in this. We're obviously going to use the Calvados and apple, and we're going to give it that autumnal kind of riff. So I'm replacing the gin with the Calvados. I'm replacing the sugar with cinnamon. Cinnamon's an obvious kind of autumnal ingredient. We've got a lemon juice from ODK, and then we've got blackberry liqueur, creme de mule. Remember, as I keep saying, Chambord is not blackberry, Chambord is black raspberry, and gives a very different finish to a blackberry liqueur. So first up, we're going for a 50ml double bubble of your Calvados Apple Brandy, 25ml of your lemon juice, 15ml of your cinnamon syrup. You want a nice, decent double old-fashioned glass. I've gone for the Modern America from Artis, and I'm just going to single strain my cocktail into the glass over crushed ice. Then you want 15ml of your creme de mule blackberry liqueur, just drizzled over the top so that bleeds through the cocktail. And to garnish, I've topped up with some raw crushed ice. I've got a dried apple from Frona, some freeze-dried blackberries from Frona, and a sprig of rosemary. That is an absolutely incredible banger. Apple forward, blackberry and apple plays really well. Think of those crumble flavours. You've got the little bit of cinnamon in there. It's just, honestly, it's just something about a Bramble in all its various guises, whether I'm using rum, whether I'm using gin, whether I'm using, in this case, Calvados, the Apple Brandy. It's fantastic. That is an autumn sellout. It has to be. Now for cocktail 2, I'm putting a riff on the Mule. Now, the Mule is a funny drink. A lot of people absolutely love it, but it doesn't get the press or attention that it probably deserves. It's a ginger beer based drink, or sometimes ginger ale, but it's a love-hate thing. But when people try Mule, they absolutely love it. So this is kind of an autumnal riff. Obviously, we've got the Calvados again. We're putting a pumpkin and honey twist on this. So we've got the lime juice, got Rial's pumpkin syrup, pumpkin spice latte season in it. Of course it is, so pumpkin's going to come out to play a lot in the autumn. I've got the honey bitters from Stillavant, as I keep saying. Even at list price on the Drinkstuff website, they're going to be 15p for 10 dashes. Trade price is going to be a lot cheaper. And then we've got my friends, Franklin's and Sons. I think this is a belter of a ginger beer. My favourite ginger beer at the moment. Love it. Now again, I'm going to use this hack that I've used quite a lot recently. I'm going to use a toughened glass. I'm going to use that as the base of my shaker. I'm just going to put a Boston tin over it, shake it, and then we can serve it straight up in there. It negates the need for the little end of the Boston, and you don't lose any flavour. It's just speed, but you do need a toughened glass for this. And this is from Artist, this is the Inverness Highball. So 50ml double bubble of your Calvados or Apple Brandy of choice, 10ml of your lime juice, 15ml of your pumpkin puree, 10 drops of these fantastic honey bitters. Just dump that straight back in the glass and just top it up with some ginger beer. And to garnish, nice sprig of mint and a Frona dried apple. That is gorgeous. Pumpkin and apple, so well together. The honey does come through. You might not think 10 drops is that much, but as I say, these are flavour enhancers. They really do come through. The brand says sort of still a bunch. They sort of say 6 to 8 drops. For me, I kind of do 10 when I do add like big bold flavours like pumpkin and purees and stuff like that. Martinis and those kind of things, Cosmos, you could probably get away with 6, but I just think 10 drops in there. Honestly, that is fantastic. Honey, ginger, apple, pumpkin, fantastic Mule. This video is sponsored by me, kind of, because in the description below, I have 3 fantastic offers for you guys. The first partnership I'm bringing you is my good friends at Franklin's & Sons. They are giving you UK viewers 15% off your very first order. My long-term buddies at Drinkstuff, I've been a customer of Drinkstuff for 25 years-ish, give or take, and they're also a client of mine, but Drinkstuff are giving you 5% off your very first order for you UK viewers. But I've also got something for you guys watching worldwide. I've been getting a lot of comments recently about this apron and where did I get it from? Well, I can now tell you. This is from Fancy Gents over in Greece, and they're giving you 10% off any apron on their website. Now, all 3 of those discount codes in the description of this video. So if you go down there and check the description out, you'll find the discount codes, but you'll also find the link to download my free PDF cocktail book. Now, your third Calvados cocktail, we've got a lovely autumnal mojito. Mojitos are not just for summer. They can transform into those autumnal flavors. We're swapping the rum for Calvados. We've got that lovely kind of apple flavor coming through there. We've got a lime, we've got a sugar, we've got a mint. And then to give it those lovely flavors, I've got honey. Honey and apple work really, really well. And instead of traditional soda water, we're using Franklin's & Sons Sicilian lemon. I've used this a lot recently, so I'm just trying to use, you could use plain soda, of course you would. I'm just trying to kind of give you more ideas when I use certain products. And the glass I'm going to use for this is from Artist again. This is the Endeavour, and this is the cooler glass. Now, the cool thing about these, I can't demonstrate because I've only got one, but there's a little line in here. There's a little ridge inside. What they are, they're stackable glasses. So they're perfect when you stack them up like that, especially for bar environments. But they're nice, they're toughened as well, which means you can, if you want to, kind of use them as bottom of a shaker for quite, like I've done woo-woos and things like that recently. Now, you could obviously chop a lime up, but I'm going for 25ml of lime juice, 15ml of sugar syrup, 10 to 12 decent sized mint leaves, give me a spank, and then pop them in the glass. 50ml double bubble of your Calvados, then half fill your glass with Franklin's Sicilian lemon tonic, about sort of 75-100ml traditionally. Add some crushed ice, give the cocktail a quick churn. Remember, your sugar's heavy, that's going to be at the bottom, and you want to stir that mint through. Now I'm going to add my 10 drops of these honey bitters. Yes, I did forget, you can add them earlier if you want to. Crown with more crushed ice, and garnish with a lovely sprig of mint and a dried green lemon from Frona. Wow, that is just delicious. Apple mojito first and forward. You know, you've got that, definitely. You've got those sort of honey bitters that come up there, but then you've got that little extra citrusy bite from the lemon tonic. Again, you could go plain soda, but I just love that lemon tonic. I flipping absolutely adore it. It's not over citrusy. You've got plenty of sugar in there from, you know, your sweetness from your sugar. But that is just a lovely apple and honey mojito. It's belting. It's, oh, honestly, you're going to sell tons of this in the autumn. In the fourth and final Calvados cocktail I've got for you, I'm going to make a movement. Let's bring the Appletini back. There are various ways you can make the Appletini. I'm actually going to feature it in another video really soon as well. But I just, you know, I do love apple. I love apple. And this is just a great, great cocktail. So, got Calvados, got some lemon juice, got some pressed apple juice down there. Now I've got some sugar. All depends how sweet your apple juice is. Let's be brutally honest. That's a sort of medium apple juice. So I'm going to use, it's about 10ml. But if you get a sweetened, like pressed apple juice, you might not need that at all. got some ginger bitters. The alternative, if you're in the UK, there's a brand called Corsten Press that does an apple and ginger juice that you could use. But if you've got apple juice, then these ginger, as I keep saying, you know, these things, 10 drops equates to 15p at list price. If you've got a trade account with Drinkstuff, it's going to be cheaper. And then we've got some foamers because, as I keep saying, we like the Cosmo. I hate limp and lifeless kind of cocktails. Now, pineapple juice, when you shake it, is going to froth up. Pressed apple juice does froth up, but kind of disappears, like cranberry juice in the Cosmopolitan. It just goes flat. So I just like adding 4 to maybe 6 drops of this just to give it a nice white frothy layer on top. I don't want it kind of, you know, I'm not going like a sour kind of cocktail without really frothy. I just like a white sort of frothy kind of head to the cocktail. So in a cocktail shaker, we're going for 50ml double bubble of your Calvados or Apple Brandy. Just 10ml of lemon juice. I'm going to balance that with 10ml of sugar syrup, 50ml of your pressed apple juice, 10 drops of these Stilla Bunt ginger bitters. Then I'm actually just going 4 drops of these foamers. And then glass-wise, I've just quickly chilled this down. This is the new era cocktail glass, kind of like a Nick and Nora glass, but I flipping love this. Really nice shape for this kind of cocktail. Double strain using my Barfly fine mesh strainer. You see, look, those 4 drops of those foamers give you the exact effect that you want. Now I'm just going to clip an apple slice from Frona to the side of the glass. Incredible. It really is. No, there's so many different ways you could have gone on that. You could have swapped out your sugar syrup for a cinnamon syrup. You could have gone Windsor Spice. You could have even done like a pumpkin syrup and not puree from Real, but a syrup. You know, so many different ways you can riff up that Appletini. But for something a little bit more interesting than like a plain boring vodka, you know, like a cheap vodka kind of alternative, a Calvados Appletini. That is gorgeous. So there we go. There's 4 absolutely fantastic Calvados-based cocktails, perfect for autumn. If you do make any of my cocktails, take a photo of it, upload it to Instagram, and then tag me at Steve the Barman. Post or a story. I'll try and reshare as many as possible. Then if you find these videos super helpful, you don't want to miss any of my future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And if you want even more inspiration, recipes that you can easily riff up, add to a cocktail menu, add to your party menu that you've got coming up this weekend, then dive into that video right there.